My name is Donna Dunphy. I'm here tonight to address the City Council about the untimely death of my 28-year-old son, Jacob Evans. Instead of getting an ambulance, my son was greeted by at least 3 Norwich Police Department officers. Advanced life support ambulance would not be called until 7:38 p.m. that night, 37 minutes after the original call for the ambulance. Upon arrival at the hospital, my son looked like he had been hit by a car. The hospital was given the narrative that my son was found in the woods, face down for an unknown period of time. After obtaining the incident report from the police department, when I put in my records request on 9/23/24, it was clear that something was very inaccurate. The officer's description of the incident did not match what the hospital was told. I've never received these records. Transparency on your website said 3 days. I filed a complaint with the Norwich Police Department, and I sent a copy of this 3-page complaint to the mayor, along with photos. I called and left a message to the mayor. He does not return calls, nor does the police station. The case is under investigation by the Office of Inspector General. I am in possession of my son's clothes, his shoes, and a police baton that were left behind. I have several conflicting reports, including a heavily redacted police incident report.
We're at the town hall meeting right now to go in and see if we can speak about what happened to Jacob Evans, and look who we got sitting outside. None other than the murderers themselves. Hanging out. They here to speak about their bad partners. We know that ain't true. You're gonna leave now? You're gonna get to work? Fucking criminals. Straight scum. Man, what's up, everybody? It's Danny from the Constitution State here today. I hope everybody's having a good day. The town meeting was last night in Norwich. We were supposed to go to the Willimantic meeting last night, but Jacob's mom hit me up and told me that there was a meeting in Norwich. And as we know, Willimantic's not going to go anywhere or get any better anytime soon, so we can go to the next one. I felt like this needed more attention, and this is a bigger thing. And I'm not saying that I'm bringing a ton of attention to it, but I think besides the family, I'm the only one out here talking about it. I got there a few minutes late because I walked there, and all the sidewalks were frozen, so it was like an ice rink, so it took me forever to get there. So I didn't get to sign in and sign little papers so I could speak. But honestly, I don't know if I would have been able to speak after her anyways. She did a really good job, and she killed it. And I thought it was comical that the mayor's up there talking about, we need a new police department, the police out here are so great, and blah, blah, blah. All these mayors say the same thing. But you know what they don't do is actually acknowledge what their police are out there doing on a daily basis, which is not good or great things. They've already shot down a new department twice for these guys. But yet this guy is spending his time and resources getting it voted on again for a 3rd time. Why don't you spend your time doing something constructive? Why don't you actually try and fix what the police are out there doing? How about them trespassing people from public places, like his mom from the department? It's sad that these guys don't understand trespassing, breach of peace, jaywalking, yet they're out there doing great work, and they need a new $800,000 department. The department's just fine. We need to actually fire the whole force and start over. That would be doing something for the community, Mayor.
I've worked long and hard over the course of my long career. Cumulatively 7 years on the council, 18 in the General Assembly, and at the end of this year, 12 as the mayor for my hometown. I will miss some of the things that go along with public service. The countless meetings and long hours, headaches, late nights, early mornings, community meetings, parades, door knocks, radio and newspaper interviews. But in the end, it's all worth it. I also want to point out, this is not in my remarks, that we as a council and as a city have a large decision to make next fall, in November, whether we have a new police station or not. Now, it's incumbent on the council, myself, city department heads working as one team to make sure we present an honest and fair assessment of need, as well as what it means if we do not have a new police station, because there is a negative aspect This would be the third time if it goes to referendum this November. We clearly didn't do the job good enough 12 years ago when my first term as mayor, and I take responsibility for that. Or it would have been done all those years ago. We tried recently in the near past. We have more work to do. That's what those two referendum defeats tell me. And I hope we all roll up our sleeves and work honestly and as hard as we can for the men and women in blue. We have a great police department. They deserve a better facility. With a better facility, we can serve the people of Norwich better. One of the aspects of the bank, which we already took the step to purchase, the lock-in of price, which was $800,000, they were looking at $1.6 million. So we cut that price in half. We must do the best job possible going forward between now and next November to ensure that that referendum has the best and fairest chance to pass. I also want to thank our city manager. John doesn't look for thanks. He doesn't look for acknowledgement. When we hired him, and his first day was February 4th, 2016, I believe. I knew we had a good financial manager for the city. One who would be an advocate for the people of Norwich. One who lives here in the city, the taxpayer here. I know he personally has told me his intention, even when he retires, is to stay here. That's the kind of commitment you want in your employees. In closing, I am proud of the work that we have done together, and we've done a lot. We've taken risks, took control of properties that in the past prior councils, including ones that I served on, would not dare to do.
I agree with you, Nystrom. We need to have more tenants downtown. Absolutely, but we need to have landlords who take care of those tenants. My own unit, I do not have a single appliance in my kitchen that works, not a sink, dishwasher, fridge, stove, or oven range hood. I don't have a working intercom buzzer. I don't have a working AC unit right now, or heat. I don't have hot water. I have 8 windows in my apartment. 2 of them can open. And unfortunately, if you open them and you close them, you can't get them open again. So without heat, I have 2 windows in my apartment right now that are currently open. Otherwise, they won't be open again. There's so many other things that are wrong. I have leaks on my ceiling, the top floor apartment, and I can go on and on.
Can we get your contact information, please?
It'll be 10 years this year. On December 11th.
Excuse me, could you just state your name for the record so that it's recorded?
My name is Susie Boda. The library is the gallery has been welcome to shut. On December 11th, we experienced an effect on our stereo system. I was unable to reach management or owners about that police report, and was handed several days later a notice without conversation, which I have here, just indicating that it was closed to be used as storage for their appliances and maintenance materials, and I had 3 days to evacuate, which includes a basement, piano, all of its artwork, sculpture.
Hi, my name is Donna Tuffy. I'm here tonight to address the City Council about the untimely death of my 28-year-old son, Jacob Evans. On September 15, 2024 at 7:01 p.m., my son knocked on the door of the business in town, asking for a glass of water and help. The manager of the business immediately called 911 for an ambulance. Instead of getting an ambulance, my son was greeted by at least 3 Norwich Police Department officers. I have 3 official records that all state that this was a medical call. Upon arrival to the victim, my son was suffering a serious medical emergency. The report stated American Ambulance refused to call a medic. I have a report that states my son was the one who requested the ambulance. Advanced life support ambulance would not be called until 7:38 p.m. that night, 37 minutes after the original call for the ambulance. Upon arrival at the hospital, my son looked like he had been hit by a car. He was covered in blood and blunt force injuries all over his body. My son was not treated for a drug overdose on the scene, nor at the hospital. However, he was being treated for respiratory failure. He breathed in so much leaves and dirt and debris into his lungs, the entire back of his throat was caked in dirt. He was bronchoscopied 3 times to remove what they could from his lungs. Jacob died from these injuries 16 days later. The hospital was given the narrative that my son was found in the woods, face down for an unknown period of time. After obtaining the incident report from the police department, when I put in my records request on 9/23/24, it was clear that something was very inaccurate. The officer's description of the incident did not match what the hospital was told. I reached out to the police department. The responding officer never returned my call, pleading for answers, so I put a request in for the incident report. The 911 call, the camera footage from the restaurant, the body cam footage from all the officers, the dash cam footage, etc. I've never received these records. Transparency on your website says 3 days. I filed a complaint with the Norwich Police Department, and I sent a copy of this 3-page complaint to the mayor, along with photos. I called and left a message to the mayor. He does not return calls, nor does the police station. The case is under investigation by the Office of Inspector General. I am in possession of my son's clothes, his shoes, and a police baton that were left behind. I have several conflicting reports, including a heavily redacted police incident report. I have recently been told by Officer Chastain of reports that I'm no longer allowed to speak with anyone at the police department. This is a violation of my civil rights. I've been waiting 4 months for transparency. My son's last hour of life.
So the meeting's still going on. I followed her out. I couldn't speak because I didn't get here in time to sign the paper because every goddamn road out here is icy. And it literally took me like 2 times the length to get here that it normally does. But she's a really nice lady and I really feel bad for her. Hopefully it's that lying mayor. If it's anybody, let it be him. Tons of cops out here tonight. Oh, there's one here. This is probably the retards inside. There's one over there in the parking lot running, and there's one here running. There's 2 in there. When we walked out, there was one on each side. Yeah, these are the fucking retards, dude, watching the meeting. Leaving their cars running the whole goddamn meeting. I'm glad I called them chumps on the way out now, because this just reinforces that they are chumps. And it's wild too, because Jacob Evans' mother was just inside giving a speech about how these guys, American Ambulance, refused to call a medic for 30 minutes. And then suddenly, oh, they're here. It's weird how quick they come to the town hall. Wonder if these were any EMTs that were on shift that night when Jacob Evans died. If any of these were the ones that refused to call an ambulance. They took the little old lady that was sitting in front of me. Where are the police? We got not one, but 2 cruisers sitting out here with running the whole time while they stand outside the town meeting and do absolutely nothing. I was going to try and catch them, but it's cold, dude. It is freezing, and I got to walk, so I can always call them chumps or whatever I want tomorrow. These retards are trying to make an ordinance now on panhandling. We already know that panhandling is legal. We already know that the Supreme Court has ruled on it. And yet they think if they put dangerous places in there, no, if anybody else is allowed to be in that quote unquote dangerous place, so can they. It's just another way for Norwich to make money off the homeless and harass the homeless. which they already do all day, every day. We don't have an open container law in Connecticut. Norwich has an open container ordinance, and the only people you see them harassing are who? The homeless. But let me know what you guys think about this clown. I hope with everything in me, he doesn't get reelected. I don't even know how people are voting for this idiot. But the people that are voting for him should go out there and watch the police every day for a month and let me know what you think after that. And it's funny, he took the contact information from the people that were having trouble with their slumlords, but he had nothing to say to Jacob's mother. This dude is a loser. Everybody sitting on that board are losers. They're clearly not fit for public positions. They should not be there. So let's not vote for them. And let's get somebody in there that does more than talk and want to spend all our money and resources on the same people that are out here harassing us, violating our rights, hurting us, and killing us on a daily basis. The police department doesn't benefit anybody but them, the town, the police. It doesn't benefit us at all. But let me know what you guys think.